And I'm glad to be here today.
Wow, you're most welcome. I know my viewer is wondering, mentorship. This mentorship is, it's coming up a lot. What exactly is mentorship?
Mentorship, in very simple words, I'll say it's a relationship, a personal development relationship that is synergetic in the sense that both the mentor and the mentee are having a relationship to grow one another.
Okay.
And mainly, when we define mentorship, we say it's something. It's like a journey, a journey that is geared towards personal development. So, in very simple, basic terms, that's what our mentorship is.
So, I picked the word personal development or something.
Yes.
So, it's personal.
Yes.
It's me getting to be some sort of changed from deep within. Because you talked of personal development.
Yes. We're saying it's personal because the mentee, in this case, is the one that by the time you're going to look for someone you will call a mentor, you're going to look for someone who would guide you.
So mentee being the person who is being guided?
Mentee is the one who is guided, mentor is the one guided.
The receiver is
The recipient is the mentee, and the giver is the mentor. However, it's important to say that it's a two-way relationship because there are benefits to both of them, both the mentor and the mentee. But more often than not, the mentor, the mentee is the one who benefits mostly because they are the ones who are at that level. A mentor is someone that you are looking up to. It's like a role model, a person that you admire, someone that you think you desire to become like them, or there's something you can learn from them. That's what I'm saying. A mentee is the one who benefits more. Yes.
Okay, when you talk of mentor, there are also terms like coach, teacher, counselor, now a mentor. What is the difference between these?
The difference, I think, is mainly the approach, because when we talk about a coach, this is someone who works hands-on with you. They are really guiding you. I'll give an example of coach. Even the normal definition we know of a coach, say a football coach. This is someone who will go with you in the field and tell you what you're supposed to do. While the one who is doing it, what they are doing, they are basically guiding you towards what you're supposed to do. And quote in quotes, I say coach are people who will, unlike a mentor, and now coming to define a mentor is it's a relationship. It's this one may be a bit soft than coaching, because coaching is someone who tells you the reality the way it is. You take it or leave it. You're supposed to do this in life.
So he's guiding you one step after another without exiting.
Yes, and measuring your progress as you continue in whatever perspective, the element that you are being guided on by the coach, they are following up and giving you the realities and ensuring that you do it. When you come to the mentor, this is someone who mentorship, there can be different forms. It can be maybe in a career, it can be probably even say at the workplace. Unlike a coach is there with you. A mentor is not necessarily that they are there with you. So coaching cannot be done like you see in a football, say in a football team, the coach has to be there to guide the team with them. So they walk step by step with them. Whereas a mentor, for instance, you don't necessarily have to be there as a mentor for you to work with this mentee. That's why we will say people like Dr. Miles Monroe is my mentor. A certain
somebody I've never met.
You do not necessarily have to meet. While a teacher is someone who they have a guiding curriculum, something that you desire to learn about, then they are the ones who are now coming to
they're instilling knowledge.
Knowledge in you, yes. Exactly.
Okay, there is also the counselor.
Then the counselor, basically what counselors do, they listen and they help you solve the problem. They draw problems from within you. Because counseling, the biggest element is listening. They listen they empathize with you, and then they allow you to draw those solutions from within yourself. Yes, rather than offering you the solution. The coach, the mentor can suggest solutions, but the counselor, the whole essence is to allow those solutions to come from within you after you've shared probably what the issue you're going through. Yes.
Now I want to ask this question because I want to understand if I understand the exact purpose or I understand the mentor. Taniambia, now you are the one ticking whether I'm right or wrong.
Yes.
Now, like recently we had our president, the 5th president, now who is in office. His story from where he came from, he comes from some place that was, poor. He's not part of the dynasties, as we say.
Yes.
And looking at the far that he has come, I really felt inspired myself. And the fact that he got to be, to hold the mantle and to lead this nation. Now, if I was to look at this man as a person who has made it no matter, all the odds, would that qualify as a mentor?
Yes, because there are different types of mentorship or forms of mentorship. Yeah. There's the direct one where I can come to you as Kate and tell you, I'm kindly requesting that you mentor me in a given area.
Oh, okay.
Whereas there's someone, that's why at the beginning we talked about a role model. There's the other one where I follow everything you are doing. Every step of the way I'm looking. So he did this while he was in high school, he did this while he was in college, this is how he speaks, this is what he says. That is still a form of mentorship, but it is indirect.
Okay.
So there is the direct and there is indirect. But the purpose is the same. There is the element of personal development where you are drawing inspiration and you are drawing lessons from watching. You gave an example of our current president, Dr. Ruto. So you say, looking at the journey, I get inspired by how he has been determined to get where he is. You may probably never get to meet him. Yeah. But again, you're picking lessons from his life story. That is also another form of mentorship, but indirect one. Yeah. But the common one is the direct one where we say, I'm your mentor, we are walking the journey. And that one mainly it happens in one-on-one, or it can as well be in a group session. Yes.
There's this saying that I paraphrased earlier, that every great achiever is inspired by a great mentor.
Yes.
And now, should it be that every person who has a purpose should have a mentor? And what are the benefits of, now maybe you may put them so that we understand the benefits of having a mentor. Okay. Maybe for any person who feels they have a purpose and they want to progress or move to the next level.
Okay. I'll say it is not a must to have a mentor, but it is necessary. Because there's some people, when you listen to them, probably they have that inner motivation from within. But it serves an advantage when you have someone you are looking up to and seeking guidance from them. Yeah. Because what a mentor would do, they reinforce. We are human beings. Yeah. At some point in life, we want to give up. At some time in life, we feel that we can no longer move. But if you have a mentor, this person will be there to remind you that you still can make it. This person will be there to remind you that odds are there. There are disadvantages, or there are challenges in life. But as a person, you can still make it. Yeah. And we've given an example and said that this is someone who is working with you and someone who is helping you grow faster. And coming to what you have asked about the advantages, if you have a mentor, one, you don't necessarily have to learn from your own mistakes. Yeah. Because one of the biggest things that we learn and pick from our mentors is that we learn from their own mistakes. Yeah. Because you don't have to get to a ditch for you to know there is a ditch there. But with a mentor, they will help you and tell you, if you go this direction, you're likely to fail because of A, B, C, D. If you follow this direction, it's easier to succeed. These are some of the challenges you expect. So basically, one of the advantages that you get with a mentor is that your growth path becomes faster and easier. Why? Because they are sharing with you their experiences. Remember, we said it's a relationship where someone holds your hands. When an example of a child and a parent, when a child is being held by their father, for instance, the father wouldn't want any harm for them. That is the same kind of a relationship that mentorship does. You're being held, so if you see there is danger there, this mentor will be able to warn you. If there is a risk somewhere, they are able to guide you. And you're even able to think together. They challenge you. It is not like mentors think for you, but they help you think. When you have the hard questions in life, when you have a mentor, it becomes easier to ask them, by the way, I'm experiencing this and that challenge. What can I do? But if you don't have a mentor, you explore all the options you have in your mind. And sometimes, being the young people with a lot of peer pressure out here, we make mistakes. But with a mentor, they are able to guide you and work with you. And even sometimes, when you have goals, you share with them, then they hold you accountable. They tell you, by the way, you came and told me you are doing ABCD by this time. How far are you? What have you done? And these I'm even speaking from my personal experience. I don't shy away from saying I am whom I am today because someone mentored me right from high school while I was in Form 2. They would walk with me and ask me, what are you doing now? You always say, I've been raised in Korogosho slums, where challenges are there on a daily basis. But my mentor, Joe Mwangi, and I really appreciate him, he walked with me and told me, you can make it. There is a better life beyond Korogosho. There is a better life outside what you are seeing today. Challenges are there, but if you do ABCD, you are able to overcome them. So a mentor is there to reinforce that which you believe in and help you actualize it. So there are so many benefits, and I would recommend going to whether it is necessary or it's a must. I won't say it's a must, but I would recommend mentorship to everyone because I've seen the fruits and how it can work to make lives better.
I've heard of a story. Somebody was sharing me with their personal story, and they were saying that if only they had a mentor right from when maybe they were in high school. This is a lady. She would have been living a better life because she's had to, hit all the, the obstacles. When you hit one, you first of all, ni chungu, unakwama kidogo, and then you have to figure your way out or around, the obstacle. Then you go hit another one like that. So this person was saying it would have been very nice if she had found someone who would have mentored her all through, because she felt like she had so much potential, but there was nobody to guide her through maybe the skills she had gotten for herself, all the strength and the inner drive that she had. No matter how much she went, she found that she had obstacles, but nobody was there to mentor her, and she didn't know that she actually needed to find one. So I'm really grateful for this talk, because I know it will help a lot of people out there. Because when you say everybody needs a mentor, it's necessary, because even people who are our age or even older, it's to mean everybody needs one. So tell us about the mentorship program that you're running at Bethel.
Thank you. So at Bethel Network, we have a mentorship program. Besides the schools program that we talked about last time, where we go to give pads in schools, talk to the boys and girls, we have designed another program called Shift. Shift program. And as the name suggests, the main objective is to really create a paradigm shift in the minds of the young people. We are targeting the youth, in school, out of school. For the other program, it's limited to primary school, class 6, 7, and 8. But now for Shift, we are even going to high schools, because we realize there is a gap. And the gap is whereby you notice these young boys and girls, they're going to high school, and it is during that time that they are now transitioning from childhood to adulthood. It's a very confusing period, the adolescence, and it runs through throughout the high school life. So we are talking to them about behavior change communication. And what we are doing in the program, we have designed different topics to help them tackle the challenges that they are going through. What are some of the challenges in high school? One of the biggest one is drug abuse. There is a peer pressure. There is the issue of some of them don't even know themselves. Others, at Form 2 especially, that is when they start becoming unruly. Their behavior changes. They feel ni nini mwalimu ananiambia at this age. And some of them, they are also expected to make choices, career choices. So it's a very confusing time with a lot of challenges. And nowadays in this time and age, there's a lot of negative influence from all directions, from media, social media, out in the society. The parents are absent. So in this program, what we are doing, because the ripple effect, or rather the consequences of all this is that there is a decline in performance. Because if you're faced with all these challenges, I think books will not be a priority, because you don't even know what you're supposed to do. Some of them don't even know why they're in school, but they go because anyway, if I don't go, my parents or the area chief will come asking me to go to school by force. So we designed this program to help them tackle these challenges through taking them through life skills, taking them through career guidance, taking them through the effects of drug abuse and how they can get out of their addictions, taking them through how they can even perform better, and in the long run even have be able to choose careers that will be aligned to what they love and what their passions are. And not only are we tackling or are we targeting the youth in high school, we're also doing it for the youth out of schools. For instance, just last week we had a meeting with the Moranga governor.
Okay, before you go to that one, let me capture this one for the viewer. I want to hear that one. Now, my dear viewer, you hear for yourself about mentorship, the role of mentorship and the part it plays in every human that chooses to go the mentorship way, because you get to be challenged by your mentor, and through their mistakes, you can be able to learn. Your learning process becomes shorter and faster, but even better because the mistakes. You are focused and you're guided. So I'm really happy to be listening about mentorship, because it says it's something we really need so that we are able to move better without hizo obstacles mingi. So I wish you take a short break on this note, and coming back we'll hear more about the program that he's running even in Murang'a County, and more so that we can take up these mentorships. Welcome back, my dear viewer. We continue the topic on the role of mentorship in our society. Now, before we went on break, we've seen what exactly is mentorship, and we've learned that mentorship can be direct or indirect. So you really don't have to go, finding someone like physically. You can even follow the ones like the one I said, the story of William Ruto. There's a story of Obama, that is another huge one that really inspires a lot of people and inspires you to be greater and even be focused and make a better life for yourself. And there are a lot more. When you look around, you will always find a mentor, somebody who is doing better. So before we went on break, Gideon, there is a story you're telling us about the work you're doing in Murang'a County. Sijui kama hizi zingine zita benefit ama?
Yes. So I was talking about shift and some of the places that we are working on this, and specifically now targeting the schools and now the youth out of school. Because we believe everyone has potential, whether you're school or you're outside school, there's something you can always learn. And we are combining, life skills is a very critical element in a person's life. Because if you're able to learn about yourself, about who you are, about the people around you, and about how to even handle relationship and different challenges, you are able to make a step in life. So we are doing this, for a start, we're targeting 3 counties. There's Murang'a, which just before we went for break, I was mentioning we had a meeting with the governor, very successful meeting. And we are going to work with the county government in Murang'a to implement programs, youth programs. Because when you look at our youth, especially in that region, you find that some of them who finish school and don't proceed to university, most of them will just hang around the what they call the kabi, doing nothing. Some of them getting into drug abuse, alcohol abuse. It's really high. But we are saying there is hope for these young people. Because we believe every person is gifted in a unique way. And if you have to discover that talent within you and be able to know that you can utilize it to even create a business, without necessarily expecting someone to employ you, then you stand a better chance. So instead of idling around, we tell them, come, let's work together to brainstorm on ideas that can help you grow as a community. And we've done this, and we're also encouraging people to come together in groups. Because again, even when you look at the financial institutions, they wouldn't give me as Gideon money. But if Gideon, Kate, and the others, we are together, say in a self-help group, we register, we stand a better chance to even get idea, and we come up with ideas for financing. The financial institution would be happy to finance us because we are together as a group. And now Bethel will come in and tell them, we can guarantee that these people, we know them, we have trained them on different areas, on investment and everything. Now you can support them. So those are some of the initiatives.
With your program, they stand a better chance of now getting these benefits from...
Yes, these benefits. And even as we speak, in a different program, but using the same model, in a different program we run called Maragua Water and Food Security Program. We have about 200 farmers. And these 200 farmers, we put them in groups. And in these groups, we go and educate them on different things. And when we empower them with these skills, then we challenge them to register. And as we speak, we have 9 groups. And right now, they are doing a merry-go-round, but not for money, but this time they are buying tanks. In one of the regions called Maragua Ridge, there is a scarcity of water. But they are joining together, they buy tanks for each other. And right now, I think we bought about, if they buy a tank, we give them another one. We match that grant. And right now, I think we are at 56 tanks. And we are going on. The objective is to ensure each household gets that. So it is the same model we are now employing in Shift, where we are saying if these young people can come together, they come to us and tell us these are the ideas that we have, and this is what we want to do, we are able to support such initiatives as we continue mentoring them. I think what the young people need today more than ever is that mentorship.
That's true.
And to be given that hope that you can make it, that there is a future for you, that you've gone through challenges, but still there is a chance for you to make your life better. Because some of them, why they languish in poverty and in the challenges they are in, it's because of the challenges that they are going through that has created hopelessness.
That's true.
But our mentorship will now come in and give them hope and tell them that it is not too late. You still have a chance to get out of that challenging situation and do better in life and become that which you desire to become.
That's true.
Yes.
And I love that.
Thank you.
Now, when it comes to, okay, these one at least you're taking the mentorship to them, and they get to benefit because they're also in, they are reachable. They are in groups of people, and especially the schools ones.
Yes.
Now, I'm thinking of people when you work in groups, like somebody is seated at home watching us, and they're wondering, how do I get, or what would I expect from a mentor?
Yes.
What is there to expect and what is there not to expect? Maybe you can break that down so that they don't confuse,
Yes.
Mentor anafaa anipe kila kitu.
Very well. That's a very good question, Kate. It's a very important thing to talk about because again, out here people confuse mentorship for sponsorship. I mean, a mentor is not a sponyo. A mentor is not a mbabas. On a light note. But what we are saying is, when this relationship is to help you develop at a personal level, is to help you become a better version of you. However, it will be very wrong if you have a mentor and you're expecting them to solve all your problems. For a start, mentorship, one has to be very, very intentional about even making the first step to reach out to that mentor. You have to, it's your initiative. Remember, these mentors, the reality is they can still do without you. Someone is comfortable wherever they are. Someone is doing well wherever they are. You are the one as a mentee who requires that assistance. You are the one who requires that help and that guidance. Nevertheless, don't abuse that relationship. If someone comes into your life and admits or rather accepts to help you and guide you in your life, don't take advantage of that and now abuse the relationship, whereby you start borrowing money. You start
bringing proposals, do this.
Proposals, there are two ways to look at it. If it's a proposal, say a business proposal, and you want them to guide you on how you can implement, I think that would be fine. But it would be wrong to bring them a proposal and ask them to fund. You remember, one of the things that make mentorship relationships fail, it's entitlement. Where you feel just because Kate is a celeb and a media personality and they've allowed, they have accepted to guide me, now I take advantage of that. Sasa Kate, sasa kuna venye nahitaji fare 200 niende mahali fulani. Now that one is abusing the relationship. So mentorship is not sponsorship. Mentorship is not an avenue for you to bring in your problems from wherever. If a mentor wishes to help, that is fine.
And there's a point you said.
Yes.
Okay, like me as Kate, I am different facets. I have, different things I'm doing.
Yes.
If I'm coming to you for mentorship, is on a different area, is on a specific area, not wholesome maybe. Maybe my business, I want you to help me in mentoring my business, not my personal life,
It all depends with what the needs are and what you agree from the beginning. We said it's a relationship. So by the time it's beginning, you need to define it very clearly. What do you want me to mentor you on? As my mentee, what exactly do you want to learn from me?
Okay.
How do I become beneficial to you? It can be maybe in career. Maybe I'm a doctor and you are looking at me as a doctor you admire and you want me to guide you how to become the best doctor. It can be in business. Maybe I'm doing very well in business and you want to become better. So that needs to be defined. The objective needs to be clearly defined from the word go. So that again it doesn't go and then it becomes a confusing kind of journey where today we are discussing business, tomorrow we are discussing marriage, the other day we are discussing something different. So the mentee and the mentor needs to be clear that in this relationship for this period of time, I want to help him or her in this given area. So that again someone doesn't feel like now I've got a mother, you know, you told mother you can go to your mom with any problem. Expect them to solve it.
It lacks objectivity. There's nothing we are working on, you know, hapa kule.
Exactly. So it needs to be defined, and also over a period of time it's good to sit and start and look back and ask, from the time we started, this is where we are.
You assess the growth.
You assess the growth, and you're able to also check, is it really benefiting you as a mentee? If it's not, you don't have to force it. Exactly.
So how do I? Okay, now we've known what exactly to expect, and you know to lay the objectives. Now, in choosing the right mentor for me, are there skills that I need to have, or are there skills I need to look out for, or what do I look for in choosing the right mentor? Now, in the event now that this is a direct kind of a mentor, so that I nisiende kwa daktari wa mifugo na mimi ni daktari wa nini.
Okay. Inaanzia pale kwa mwanzo tunasema the reason why I come to you to seek mentorship, it's because there's something I've seen in you which I wish to learn or develop. And that's why earlier on we've said it's good to really define the objective of the mentorship. Because if you're clear on the objective or the goal of that mentorship, then you know what you're looking for. And when you're clear on what you're looking for, again it's also good to know whom you are looking that thing from, or whom you want to get that thing from. Because we also have people who are doing very well in life. It's very unfortunate, but some of them in terms of character and morality, they are questionable. The truth of the matter is that we have very successful people, but their character is questionable. You don't want to go to someone who is in scandals because of something that they are doing which is not right in the society. You don't want to go to someone who, if for instance it's a male to female, they are taking advantage of you, say even sexually. You don't want to go to someone who is known to be an abuser. So, and that's why the element of a role model comes in. And we've seen very successful people who right now are in jail. Say in the US, they're doing very well in their career, but right now they're in jail because of rape cases. They're in jail because of child abuse. So these things, someone has to be very careful, because it's not everything that glitters is gold. So someone has to be very, very intentional about even doing their due diligence. So I encourage people who are seeking mentorship out here, do your due diligence. At the same time, we also have other organizations that behind, they are really advocating for things that are not necessarily what we desire to see in our society. So whether it's an organization, whether it is a person, do your due diligence and get to know, is this the right person, or is this the kind of a person I would want to be associated with? And will I get the value that I'm looking for in this journey of mentorship or in this relationship?
Recently I met someone who was looking for mentorship in the field of mentorship. She's growing into mentorship. Then she was looking at this particular guy who is really doing well in, he's moving in schools in the corporate sector. And then she had sought for a meeting, very formally. Then the day they were supposed to meet, somebody was crying her heart to me. The day they were supposed to meet, the guy postpones the meeting. Now the mentor postpones the meeting, yet they had planned days before. So she gets to the venue of the meeting, which they had also communicated in the morning, and then the guy doesn't show up, but also calls and apologizes. I'm held up in another meeting. Maybe we can reschedule to another date. So the lady, because she's the mentee, you have to like follow you. She gave up. She was like, okay, we can reschedule to another time. So the next time they were rescheduled the meeting, the lady was told, come to my house. Confusion, because she had approached the man very formally, but then this time he's requesting they go to his house, yet he's not married. Or now brings up the things you're talking about.
Yes.
Objectivity and looking into the due diligence.
Yes. And my comment on that would be, it's very, very important for it to remain professional.
Yeah.
And also, as much as possible, for this mentorship, avoid privacy. Because if I want to help you become a better version of you, we don't need to be in an enclosed place, in a private room.
Sure.
It's not surgery we are trying to do, but you require some privacy. So what I can encourage people out here, and that's where now it becomes very necessary for both the mentor and the mentee to be very clear. And to be very professional, because this is a professional relationship.
Sure.
If a mentor, for a first day, why do you need to even come into my house? There is no business.
You don't even know each other, because we're in the world of
and it's unless it's someone you really, really trust, it's really highly discouraged to have opposite sex kind of mentorship. In some cases it's okay, but then professionalism has to be maintained, because there's nothing wrong if you feel there's something we can learn from each other, but I don't think it needs to happen in the house.
Exactly.
And it takes a lot of discipline also to maintain those relationships, because as time goes, mentee na mentor mnazoeana, kuna ile mna break ice na nini, so as much as possible it's discouraged, but where it's a must, ensure then you're doing it in a public place.
Exactly.
Because it's not a private affair that requires we go and hide somewhere, because we are human beings. We all experience temptations. When all is said and done, I remain a man, you remain a woman. Challenges may come sometimes, and also it's questionable when I would ask you to come into my house. I'm not married. What agenda is that? That brings in, that's very unprofessional, and it should not happen. So even for the young people who are watching today, be careful with whom you are approaching. And that's why I talked about character, and that's why I talked about even the objective and how it happens. So both mentee and mentor have to be disciplined and be very clear and objective as to the goal of that particular relationship. If it's a must you have an opposite kind of opposite sex mentor, then be watchful even on how that relationship goes, because it can easily run out of hand.
That's true.
And before you know it, it becomes something you're regretting rather than being grateful for.
Wow. My dear viewer, you've heard for yourself. In finding for a mentor, don't go carrying baggages. Be very objective, as Gideon tells us. Be very disciplined and be objective. Remember why it is you're looking. Remember your why actually. Why are you looking for a mentor? What do you want help in? Focus only on that and be disciplined, as he says. Be respectful and be professional, so that you get as much as you need from your mentor, instead of getting to a point where you regret, and at the end of the day you don't get to meet your objectives. So on this note, I wish we take a short break. Let's take a sip of water on this side. Don't go away, we have a lot more for you. Welcome back, my dear viewer. We continue with our conversation on the role of mentorship in our society today, and we've seen the much that Gideon and his program are doing, and especially in Murang'a County, as he has told us. He'll tell us more on the much that he's doing in other places. And we've seen especially on personal mentorship that is helping you develop a notch higher that most people seek, and which he says it's necessary for every one of us to have a mentor so that you're able to be living better lives and living, the next level of life that you wish to get yourself into. So he says that you need to be disciplined. When you're finding that personal mentor, you need to be objective, you need to be professional so that you get the most out of it. So going forward, what are the questions that if I meet this mentor, or maybe I'm just following up, what are the questions that I need to ask, maybe from the word go? Maybe there is that question that, those questions that are necessary to ask from the word go, so that I don't feel awkward, then I don't look like a fool. Do I need to research, I want we put it into perspective so that mtu asikae ameuma nje,
Yeah. So, kwa maswali, I'll say inalingana ni nini ninahitaji.
Okay.
Kwa mfano, mkianza, of course it begins from, I admire this and that from you. I'm kindly requesting kama unaweza work with me in the journey.
So do I also have questions to, there is what I see from outside.
Yes.
And I really don't know. I admire what they are doing and I see what they are doing, but I really don't know. Can I ask questions for clarity?
And I think it's important to also not get personal when a mentor allows you into their lives. How it works best, let it come from the mentor sana, those personal things.
Okay.
You can ask the general questions.
General, yeah.
Not necessarily pointing at me. Actually, last time I saw you on TV, you were having this scandal, but somehow you managed. Ulienda hiyo, kapelekwa kotini, alafu ukatoka. Ulifanya nini? Don't ask very personalized question, because you also don't want to offend this person.
Sure.
Ask general questions that would help you. For instance, you can ask...
focus on you as a mentee.
Yes, on you as a mentee. You can ask something like, what keeps you moving, for instance? What is your driving motive in life? But don't ask, you are a millionaire. Hii pesa unatoanga wapi? Ni washama. Those, you can get offensive and you can offend the person who can easily help you by becoming too personal.
Yeah.
But if you are able to go around it and make this person feel like it's not even them you're pointing at, themselves they can open up. And remember, mentorship is not something you are paying for instance.
Yeah.
You're not paying for my time out therefore, or it's not that I must tell you everything that you wish to know about me. And people require, it's necessary for mentees to understand that the mentors also require their privacy.
Okay.
So go in a manner that is not offensive and in a manner that is seeking guidance from.
Yeah.
Because if you get personal, then you won't benefit from that. So ask general questions pertaining success, if it's success you're talking about, or pertaining a business, if it's business you're talking about, rather than making the person feel attacked or exposed in their lives. Good thing with genuine mentors, with time they'll be able to bring you close enough for you to even learn those nitty-gritties or the information that is very personalized, but it is at their own volition. Okay. It's not a must for them to tell you, but it is good to ask things that are general and things that are
focused
very,
on why
very
you're
focused.
here.
Yes, why you're there. Ask about, by the way, how does it, how you can, the other, maybe the other questions. I have one of the mentors, he likes us talking about how he made his first million. If someone is open with that kind of information, it is fine. Now you can ask, but don't make it too personal.
Okay.
Let the mentor be the one to open up some doors for you
On his side.
about their lives, rather than you poking and trying to draw information that may not even be relevant to that relationship you're having.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, I love that. Now, I'm thinking of a lot of work that you're doing in for the young children, for the youths in Murang'a, and you said you are in 3 counties.
Yes. We are working in Murang'a. We've also been doing a lot of work in Laikipia County, now under the able leadership of Joshua Irongo, the governor. He's a personal friend to Bethel, and also very passionate about the young people in schools.
That's nice.
And we also designing, we are able to, what we do in shift, and also in Nairobi, it's another area we are targeting to work in, and we have a number of schools here. And important to mention about the shift program, or this mentorship program, is that we are able to customize based on the needs of the given groups. It's a very flexible program that addresses the needs of a given community, of a given, say, county, of a given schools. Even in Nairobi right now, one of the schools and where we started our pilot program is in Dandora Secondary, my former school. And when we noted there is a decline in performance, right now what we are working on is how will we be able to run, say, a 6-month program in the school, where we work with the Form 1, Form 2s, Form 3s, and even Form 4s to help them improve on performance. We were in Bomet, I think in 2018. That's where we started the shift program. And for a whole week, we were there with the students, about 1,000 of them, with the teachers, with the curriculum support officers. So it's a very flexible program that we are able to customize on the given need of that given community. But as pertains to the counties where we are in, we've done this in Bomet, in Murang'a, and we are doing it in Nairobi and in Laikipia. So depending on the need of the given county or the given school, we're able to see it as a team. We have a team that runs this. We sit down and design this program. And something I had forgotten to mention, which is important, is that we are also incorporating something we call edutainment. Edutainment is education and entertainment at the same time.
That's nice.
Right now, for you to get to the hearts of the young people,
That's true.
bring in something like music, bring in something like a competition, talent exposition. When we bring these elements together, you've been able to draw their attention.
That's true.
Once you draw their attention, then give them something that will make sense. Because one of the problems that people make out here, organizations, and even as it has been a learning over time, you don't just go to a group of people and think that they have a certain problem. So our model in Shift is that for a start, we must do a needs assessment. You don't just go and say, you guys will think you need to learn about academic excellence. Probably that is not the problem in that given school. Or we are coming to talk about drug abuse, and probably no single student has ever been caught abusing drug. What we do, we go and sit with a given group, ask them relevant questions that will be able to bring out what their problems are. And still in that phase of assessment, we ask, what do you think? What are your proposed solutions? Because while many projects fail out there in the counties, in the communities, we've had places where even boreholes were dug and no one goes to draw water. We've had donations made and no one uses those particular things. It's because out here when we sit in the offices, we assume we know what the people of, say, Korogosho need. But the reality is that is not what they need. So a need assessment or a baseline is very, very important before you implement anything. And this has been our biggest reason why we succeed in these programs, because it involves the community engagement, involves the engagement of the people that we are targeting, so that they feel they're part of it, they are part of the solutions. Because even you don't want someone to come and tell you, Kate, I think for you, in the next 1 week you require this and that. And someone is just a visitor, they don't even know you. So you require someone to come and ask you, by the way, what are the challenges you're going through? How do you think we can work around them together? And what are your proposed solutions? That way we are able to succeed in our mentorship programs and any other programs we are doing in the community.
Wow, I love that you do the need assessment.
Yes.
And now you can customize the mentorship that you need to give them.
Exactly.
Wow, that's actually very nice. I've not heard that for a long time. I think people just go, because I was there years back, I know the problems that they have, and this is the solution I'm going to give.
You'll be surprised when you go to talk to especially students. And that's the problem we make, the people who go to schools to mentor students. That's the biggest mistake we make. You're going to tell them about five points to succeed in or to pass exams. Maybe they don't even need to pass exams. Right now, mental health is a big issue.
Exactly.
If you ask them, like what we normally do, sometimes we ask them to write down. What are some of the reasons why you failed in exams? What are some of the reasons why you think your performance is going down? They write them down. What are the challenges you're experiencing in school? They write them down. What do you think would have helped you perform better if it was brought in as an intervention? They write down. By the time you're walking that journey with them or having that talk with them, you're addressing their hearts, the needs of their hearts. Rather than going 5 steps to success. Some of them are not thinking success that time. They are thinking about how my parents were fighting last night and how it has affected me. So by the time you're going to tell them 5 steps to success or 5 reasons for, they won't listen to you.
That's true.
So if we are able to, and I recommend this to people who are even going to do programs, mentorship programs out there, don't assume.
Yeah.
Ask these people you're targeting what their needs are and make them own the solution. Because if you are able to make them own that solution, then your success rate becomes higher. You are able to work together along the way, and by the time you're finishing, together you are able to now even measure impact. But if you just go there once, you feel terribly. You'll be wondering, you start saying they're indisciplined because they're not listening. They're indisciplined because when I'm talking they're distracted. It is because what you're addressing is not what they need to hear.
That's true.
Yes.
That was an aha moment for all the mentors outside there.
Thank you.
Now, you said mentorship is not paid. Now, if people get to pay, that is consultation.
I'll put it this way. For instance, when it is a program and it's something that you are doing for a long time, there's cost implications attached to the given program. Sometimes for one-on-one, mainly it's not paid because it's a voluntary activity. I can offer to mentor someone, and I'm mentoring a lot of the young people out there. We have meetings with them, we have sessions with them, we agree, we go, you and buy coffee and all that. That one is voluntary. But now when you're coming in as an organization, there are teams involved. Like this one that we are doing in the schools, we bring in counselors. We bring in, we have a psychosocial program we're running in Laikipia. There are people who are coming all the way from Nairobi who are specialists in that area. There is definitely a cost attached to that. But it's something we discuss and agree. Something agreeable and something very affordable. Because you also don't want to burn or rather get into a place where you cannot sustain it. So for sustainability, in terms of the organizational kind of mentorship, there's a cost attached to that. But for one-on-one mentorship, more often than not, you do not necessarily have to pay me for me to mentor you. And you can choose to appreciate your mentor if you feel like, but it is not mandatory.
Right.
And even for mentors, and I know there's a different school of thought on that, where people say if it is free, it's not appreciated.
Okay.
But on the other hand, if for instance it's a young man from Korogosho and they need to know how was your journey in mentorship, I honestly don't need to ask them for me to tell you give me 1,000 bob. So it all depends with the situation, and depends with the kind of arrangement that you have with a given person or the given group.
Okay, thank you very much, Gideon. We've learned a lot from you. I'm sure both mentees and mentors now are very well armed with the things they need to be mentored or even to mentor properly.
Yes.
And we thank you even for the beautiful work, the good work that you're doing around the country. May God reward it abundantly. And thank you for honoring us again, coming here to give us all these insights. So
it's always a pleasure.
Yeah. Give us your parting shot.
My parting shot, actually it's related to our topic today. We were talking about the role of mentorship in the society. And I'm happy our show is called Chungu cha Jamii. If we want better societies, let us be open and willing to offer solutions and work with the people who are behind us. We have better societies and better communities if we are able to give what we already have. As a mentor or as a person who knows a listener, every one of us, there's something you know which another person doesn't know. Feel free to let this person know. Mentor someone. In fact, someone said that if you want to change the world, mentor a child. And the effect is, if I mentor one person, then they mentor another one. Before we know it, the entire community will be mentored. And I love giving an example of a candle. If today there's one candle in the room, first, if it lights the others, many more, we have another person. So before we know it, we'll have better societies because of that ripple effect.
Sure.
Asante.
Thank you very much, Gideon. Thank you very much, my dear viewer. You've heard for yourself all along. And if you were not there with us when you were starting, please make sure you go back and watch, because as he finishes and says that a candle, when it lights others, its own light does not go off, but then we get to create more light. So let's go forth and, light up our society, light up the world, be the change that we need to see. Help your brother, help your sister with the knowledge that you do have, and let's make Kenya a better place for ourselves. So until next time, I wish to leave you here. Bye-bye.